Hi, welcome to this course, utilizing Vagrant to simulate a clustered environment. Now, why would this course be of interest to you? Well, you may be in the situation I was in. So I was actually tasked in deploying a Hadoop cluster. And this was utilizing the Cloudera stack. So Cloudera manager to deploy a Hadoop cluster. Hadoop is quite a large stack. There's quite a large number of processes that can be run, and trying to build that on a single desktop machine is very, very difficult. Now, yes, you may try to practice with the Cloudera virtual machine, the actual quick start which they provide. You can download it. You see all the services within it, so Zookeeper, HDFS, Yarn, and so forth. But that is not a productionized virtual machine. It's not a productionized environment that you can utilize to give you a model of how to deploy your Hadoop cluster into production. You can't do that. You have to build multiple nodes. Okay, so the first task which I thought to do was, can I commandeer a bunch of servers, real servers that I can actually practice on? And that's quite difficult, right? Because these servers will actually have an operating system actually installed on them. So if I was given access to, let's say, 10 servers for me to try to write my various scripts, write my various provisioning software to deploy Cloudera Manager. So that's the tool that Cloudera uses to monitor the actual Hadoop cluster, to view the logs of the Hadoop cluster, to actually the alerting of the Hadoop cluster. So that's Cloudera Manager. If I was to utilize my own tooling to deploy that onto these real servers, as well as start to deploy the HDFS, the Yarn, the Zookeepers, the Spark services on these nodes, well, this is a test environment, right? I'm actually building this up, and I could seriously screw up the actual operating system with misconfigured configuration settings, right? So, trying to do that on real servers and then asking the actual Linux guys or network guys or the OS guys to actually reformat or rebuild the OS for all 10 servers is not a possibility. It can't be, it's not feasible. So virtual machines are the next best thing, so in our environment, trying to commandeer virtual machines that we could utilize was quite hard. It's expensive, you have to justify, and so forth. So as part of this course, I will actually show you what we're trying to simulate. So I actually have some hardware in my particular lab. So I'll actually show you what in effect is the end goal of this particular course. Obviously, we're not going to build it to the same memory and the same amount of CPU that we have in the actual physical hardware that I have here, but it's just basically to show you, for those guys who have never seen enterprise type servers and switches, I will actually show you here in terms of what we're trying to build, okay, here, or try to simulate. Once I've shown you that, I'll actually then diagram out what we're going to try to build for this course, and then step by step we'll actually start from the Vagrant file. So the Vagrant file is a file that will control the environment, and what I'm going to do, I will start with a Vagrant file that contains nothing. Absolutely, it's basically an empty file, and there we will line by line start adding the features, start variabilizing things, start building it up so we can have a multi-environment virtual machine. And basically, I'm hoping that at the end of the course, that at the end you understand every single line in this file, such that you can then build clustered environments without referring back to the video and say, what does this bit mean? I'm not going to just copy and paste large blocks of text and say, run this, bang, it works. You don't understand what it does. You can see it works, you can see the final result works, but you don't understand what it does. I do not believe that's the right method of teaching. I believe by teaching step by step,